Right, so, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another game night. Sorry about that little kerfuffle earlier. But I am here now, I am relatively fed, and I am ready to go. So, tonight we have a request night. There is a regular by the name of RyuhiPowers, and he has made a mod called Heretical Doom. It is kind of an offshoot of Brutal Heretic RPG, and he's been wanting some feedback on it. He's been wanting some feedback, some fresh viewpoints, a little bit of criticism, some ideas of what to do. So he asked me to play, and I decided, okay, sure, I'm going to play for him. I am going to be playing on Demonfear, which is a little bit of a lesser-known map set, but what a lot of people who are quote-unquote in the know will recognize as being one of the inspirations behind the Scythe series. It's gonna be a fun romp. Let's fire this up. Yep. And here we go. Let's turn up the music a little bit. Now, given that the focus of this, the author has specifically specified that he wants criticism. He wants feedback on stuff that people like, that people don't like, that people are really, really cool on, that people aren't really 100% on. So, this is going to be a little bit of a nitpicky session. I'm going to be picking apart nearly everything that I can. And I would like you guys to do so as well. Like, don't hide it back. If there's stuff that you like, stuff that you don't like, give it all. Right. Let's give the author a lot of criticism. Well, right away, the HUD's a little bit on the cluttered side. There's a whole bunch of information that's not really being kind of presented in a very seamless way. One thing I do like the reload system for this, like how you actually...
Yeah, the reload's interesting.
Yeah, you actually recharge the artifact with more power. It's pretty cool.
I'd like to mention something. Feedback is helpful when you narrow down, you know, what you don't like about something, or what something is... It's one thing to say that, you know, it's bothering me, but I can't really tell why it's bothering me, versus, you know, this is bad, or this is, you know, this could be better. It helps to determine what specifically, think about it for a moment. What is it that you dislike about it? How might he improve that? Example being, I don't like the HUD. Okay. What about the HUD? In my personal opinion, the HUD is somewhat cluttered, is what Permanent said. And by cluttered, there's a lot of information that's basically thrown at you that maybe could be considered something you could present in other ways, either as a pop-up or an option to show it, something like that.
Oh, I forgot the Demonfear doesn't come with original music, so time to load up a music mod alongside.
Sank and Tild, we're just basically offering a critical look at the mod itself. It's not about we're wanting to play Heretic with Brutal Doom or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult as any kind of developer to communicate your vision of what you think the game should look like to the viewer or the player.
Man, so many music WODs I can use. That's really kind of a unique problem. Oh man, I've got too much choice! What a shame. What a huge shame. There we go. Let's load up some Requiem music. Requiem's got good music.
Well, the first impression I had when I played this was that some of the item information just does not need to be shown to the player at all times. It should be shown as needed, like through the inventory selection menu that Heretic has, for instance.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Caprice. I don't like the crossbow of the crosshair of the crossbow being
crossbow, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's the center? What is the point I should be aiming at? What is the point I should be focusing on?
It's neat. Here's something that I learned from being on several dev teams. Ask yourself, when you add something to your game, ask yourself, is this neat or is this useful? Because there's a lot of neat things and fun things that you can add, but sometimes it doesn't really add anything, and it probably is best not actually in.
Like throwing your hat. Everyone knows how useful that is. Oh yeah, one thing I should point out right away, this mod has a system where like there's alt fires for all the weapons, but you need to reach certain levels in order to get to them. And
yes.
You reach different levels by picking up items, picking up weapons, defeating enemies, things like that. Interesting in theory, because the idea that it encourages you to really play a lot longer WODs, spend time with it, but at the same time, the fact that you have to use your weapon for so long in order to reach a certain level of... Oh. The fact that you have to stick with your staff for so long before you know how to spin it around in a circle, kind of a little weird to me.
Well, I like that in theory, but what has to happen essentially is that the base weapons need to be fun enough on their own that you're not begging for a change, as opposed to something being a welcome change, something that you're not hinging your gameplay experience on.
Well, one thing that I do really like about the system is that the levels increase as according to the power of weapon. Like for your melee weapon, you have to be only level 3. For your pistol weapon, you need to be level 5. The crossbow, you need to be level 7, etc., etc. This keeps your lower tier weapons useful as you go along.
Oh yeah.
Because
you'll get a new use out of like the lower tier weapons before you get a new use out of the higher tier weapons.
Mm-hmm. It is an interesting idea. I'm not really sure 100% about how I feel about it.
I had fun when I was playing this. Things felt good to shoot. I really liked the crossbow. I was particularly fond of it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the Elven Wand felt really good too. Which is a far cry from the original Heretic. You couldn't, you couldn't switch out from the Elven Wand fast enough in original Heretic.
Yeah.
Once you were able to get a crossbow and enough bolts to fire it like often, you were like, yeah, screw this.
Oh, is that so many? That's my mistake. I thought it was by killing enemies. One big sin that this mod does commit: the firing sound for the Dragon Claw is so much worse when you speed it up.
Yes.
And that is the biggest sin of any Heretic mod. Messing with the Dragon Claw firing sound. No thank you. Something about that Dragon Claw, the way it just goes.
I've never liked the Dragon Claw, I'll be honest.
Really?
I always thought it was the weakest weapon in terms of design of any of the two-mention games. It looks bad, in my opinion, the sprite. You only really get to understand what's going on with the sprite when you're, you know, in full screen. Like back in the day, I had the big, the big status bar on and everything. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a pig snout with armor on it.
Oh yeah, by the way, another thing. You can pick up flechettes like in Hexen and use them as different grenades. Like, red grenade sticks in place, the green grenade, the green flechette you can toss like a grenade, and blue, I forget what blue does.
Yeah, the Iron Mace.
Oh, gas.
The
Fire Mace.
the Fire Mace. My mistake. A lot of people have a love-hate relationship with that weapon. I don't know. I really don't think it looks cool. Even. I feel like the Dragon Claw just should be a different weapon, different design altogether. It should do the same thing. It should be an, you know, an automatic fire weapon, but at least with me, I remember as a kid when I was playing, I couldn't even figure out what the hell it was.
Yeah, there's also the fact that it's, that's actually kind of a problem with Heretic in general. Like, Doom's weapons, they're standard, but they're straightforward. What's this weapon do? It's a shotgun. It must be shotgun-like in function. What's this weapon? It's a chain gun. It must be rapid fire in function. Then you go into Heretic, you pick up the Mystic Urn. What's that do?
So what now?
You pick up the Fire Mace. Oh, Fire Mace. Probably explosive or melee. Nope, it's rapid fire little plinky thing.
For no reason. Like, what's even happening with that weapon?
Yeah.
I mean...
it's a shame because I love Heretic to death. I love Heretic to death.
Yeah. Heretic was my favorite game for the longest time. It's got problems, but it's lovable.
Let's see.
That said, the Skull Staff, I forget what the exact name was. Was it just the Skull Staff?
Hellstaff.
Hellstaff, that's right. That was the best feeling weapon, man. I loved that more than the fucking plasma gun. Did you get more XP for finding all the secrets?
Yeah.
Oh, neat. I like that. Oh, I love Hexen, but, oh, the puzzles on that. I wish I could love Hexen even more than I do now, because there's a lot of things I really do appreciate about it. It did feel epic, especially back when it came out. It felt so epic. It's a mod based on Brutal Heretic? Or Brutal Hexen?
You're out of red flechettes. Ignore the one in your hand.
Yeah. I like when people put messages like that.
It's honestly something that could probably be solved with a jump if in the ready state. of my way.
Oh, I've finished Hexen many times, and I still haven't completely, like, if I jump into, like, say, a Hexen server on, say, Xandronum, I still get lost.
Good job.
Strategy work. This is such a weird WAD.
It is.
Yeah, we know, nuclear potato.
Yeah. It's still silly though, so I'm still gonna make fun of it.
Yeah.
Could it be possible for him to... Yes, actually. The teleport actor is a separate actor entirely, which is the telefog actor. And by replacing telefog, you can tweak the teleport effect to whatever, really.
Well, Terminus is just playing WAD. This isn't like included into the gameplay mod or anything.
Oh, damn it, level 7. Thought it was level 5.
Who's the maker of this again?
RyuhiPowers is a regular in this.
Yeah. Is he actually here?
Not at the moment, I don't think so.
Damn.
I told him on 4chan, though, that I'd be playing his WAD this week, though, so... Oh yeah, speaking of questionable crosshairs, this is, like, what even is this supposed to be?
A phoenix?
Yeah, but, like, how are you supposed to aim with that?
Yeah, the crosshair nonsense needs to, not be a thing. Like I said, it's what I was talking about earlier. Is this neat, or is this actually useful? And it's neat, no doubt it's neat, it's kind of fun, but it's not useful. It actually detracts from the game.
Yeah, like the reload animation is neat, but those mixing of pixel ratios... I haven't played this in so long, I have forgotten what that's supposed to represent.
I love the voxels, I have to say.
Voxels are pretty neat.
They are. We had considered voxelifying whodunit, but we ran into some serious resource hogging. It's a shame.
Also, by the way, I love the effects of the Venus Rod. Not 100% on the sound effects. It sounds like he's doing very forceful urinating.
It sounds like that would be more like a railgun sound. than firing a projectile. And part of the reason for that is that the sound lingers too long. Essentially, the sound of that should be dissipating earlier. I'm also with Terminus, though, that there's a bit too much white noise at the front end of that sound. That should probably be something a bit more forceful. I mean, you are forcing out a projectile out of this thing at a high velocity. It should have a bit more of a bass hit to it, like a thump, not a longish thump, but thump. Like
the Venus rod. Yes, the Venus rod.
God, Jimmy, why are you such a memer? Jimmy walking around town, talking to all the locals, telling them, "You want to see my penis?"
I'm 12 years old, and what is this?
So is that the canon that Terminus is 13, Jimmy's 12?
Also, the these aren't exactly in line with the sluts on the HUD.
What? You have 2 blue keys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That's actually pretty funny.
That's actually kind of what it looks like. It's supposed to be corresponding with the amount of flechettes I have. Like, I have 1 blue flechette, 2 green flechettes, but instead it looks like I've got 2 blue keys.
Yeah, it is the flechettes. That makes sense. So, main things on the HUD, the flechette visage and the keys part of it just doesn't really kind of
even more unquestionable crosshairs.
Oh my god. That's just goofy.
Mm-hmm. I do love this version of the Fire Mace, though. It's basically a short-range grenade launcher, which, you know, kind of makes sense for a Fire Mace. I mean, it's fiery.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
The sound effect is cool, too. Very cool. The reload animation is great, too. It explodes off, you load on a new head, pretty cool. A little bit janky, could use some more frames, but still pretty cool.
This mod has all the makings of an early janky release.
It's actually supposedly 1.0. Another reason why the Fire Mace is actually really, really good in this is, you'll notice with all of the other weapons, I mentioned the cool reload sequence earlier, but the problem with it is the fact that you have to, what the hell? The problem with it is the fact that,
a lot of shit happening.
Yep. Problem with it is the fact that, bloody hell, how many enemies are there?
This many.
Anyway, you have to slowly lift your hand up and then just recharge it one by one. It's like the problem with the typical shotgun-style reload, except exasperated even more, because you have even more to reload. The Fire Mace reload, on the other hand, real short and simple. You just knock it off, launch up a new one. real good. Yeah, it's not a good crosshair. Another thing I'd like to mention a little, keybinds. You have all sorts of keybinds corresponding to this, and honestly, it's a little bit overwhelming. I mean, you've got the inventory keybinds, you have the spellcasting keybinds, you know, for things. You've got the fire, you've got the alt fire, you've got the reload, and that's not even most of them. You have the ability to drink from Crater in order to refill your ammunitions for things. You have hotkeys for instantly bringing out the flechettes, which is good because scrolling through them is kind of a hassle, not gonna lie.
We got too many mechanics competing for your attention right now.
And individually, all of them are pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I do really like the flechettes, the different varieties of them.
Yeah, the flechettes are neat.
I do like cycling through spells in order to, well, cast different spells in different scenarios. That's really, really cool. I do like that you can store all sorts of stuff in your inventory. I do like that you have the hotkeys in order to drag different things out, but there's only so many different keys on my keyboard, and there's only so many keys I'm going to be willing to bind for a gameplay mod.
I have to wonder if it'd be better off that the flechette system were changed so that you can only carry one type at a time, but there are more that you can pick up and swap as you go out. That way you do not have to have a key for switching. You use what you have.
I think, honestly, the flechettes would be good tied to the inventory system.
That too.
Like, rather than making them their own separate weapons, you have different inventory items you can scroll through. Because in Doom, even with the Heretic weapon replacements, you're not gonna have a whole lot of different, well, inventory items to pick up. There's just not gonna be that many.
You can also, like, if you really, really wanted to, you could bind a key to use an individual flechette if you had to.
I'm not really a fan of that, no, Misfit. I mean, they were good in dedicated games, but in terms of Doom mods, nah, that's too many keys.
Why can't I hold all these keys?
That's just my own personal opinion. I know there's a lot of RPG/MMO players which are perfectly fine with that, so, you know. But me, I like to prefer quick, concise action. A set amount of functions that you can use. That's...
Games a long time ago did things like that because they couldn't figure out a better way to do it. There's almost always a better way to do something. There are ways that a system can be tweaked so that it doesn't need to be basically demanding that much attention to that one system. I mean, systems can be combined, systems can be simplified, systems can be, you know, multi-use instead of just single-use with many different systems.
Is anyone here familiar with the old Mech Warriors? Those games?
Yes. Yes.
There was a key for everything, and they were entirely across your keyboard. It was fantastic for feeling like a badass. Can you guess why they don't do it anymore?
Yeah, there's a reason MechWarrior Online has... Well, even MechWarrior Online for new players is very difficult to God, these maps are confusing.
They're small, so it's alright.
I know they're small. That's the only saving grace about them, really.
Alright, now, where's the red key go?
Not up the stairs?
There was a red line there, but I think that red line corresponds to the exit instead of... Ah, here we go. Oh yeah. How about a taste of my balls?
Wow, Big Wayne, you're not even paying attention.
Ah, yes.
Delete these oddies.
Splat everywhere. Alright. Time to ban someone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Yes, the yellow skull of a yellow revenant.
That guy was a spammer trying to get you to click on his link.
Yeah.
Twitch has a problem with people like that.
The link is never anything good. Ow.
No. Best case scenario, it's some kind of referral link. Worst case scenario, it's actually something of a virus or something other unwholesome.
You alright? What was that clang?
Either way, I don't want to find out. That was actually my, I've got a, metal bottle opener from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, 1801. Engraved and everything, it's awesome.
Hey, TTA. Misfit, thank you for the bits.
What's up, TTA? I'm actually trying to collect a bar key from every brewery I can.
Really?
So far, I've got about 20 different breweries. Sierra Nevada bar key has been my favorite by far since it's full metal and engraved.
Corzo trying to jerk off with the gauntlets of the necromancer here.
Whoa! Hey!
I guess
Painful.
those spikes aren't really that conducive, huh?
Man, it could be. Corzo's a masochist.
Corvus.
Ah! God damn it! Fuck!
Corzo is the cowboy! Nobody keeps Corzo's name straight. People wonder,
well, maybe if you didn't name your goddamn mod guy as Corvus.
It's Corzo.
I know.
People wonder, Terminus, why do you make female characters? And it's like, yeah, guess how many people care about Corzo?
I care about Corzo. Corzo's awesome. But then again, you haven't put as much love into Corzo as you have with Shihan and Aelin. Well, maybe you did. Okay,
did.
that's not fair. That's not fair. Oh,
There's an
what?
entire mod dedicated 100% to him rather than sharing
I
the
know.
spotlight.
That's not fair though. You've also done
People
more
care
design
about
work.
the one weapon, the titty monster, the titty demon.
The other thing is that more people would care if there was kind of more artwork about Corzo in the situation. Part of the carrying this for Lin and Shihan and stuff like that is partly kind of like a feedback loop because of all the artists that make, you know, artwork for Lin and Shihan. So that's kind of the thing. Like, if Corzo had enough content, I'm sure people would, you know, love him more.
Or Shihong doesn't even have proper Misfit. The funny thing is, High Noon La Taylor Girl just recently finished the Blur Sphere upgrade, which is the Shihong outfit. Dinah has complete Shihong sprite before Shihong does. Like, wow.
Oh my god. I believe that Patchers do. Female Corzo. But, chat. I need to know this. Does female Corzo have pitch black titties?
How important is it for you to know?
We'll find out in about 15 minutes. The nipples glow. Oh my god.
Brianard, I can draw female Corzo. Oh no, it begins! It begins!
Oh man. Isn't this fucking sad though? Like, isn't this actually sad? It's like suddenly when you know Corzo is being made as a female, now we get artist depictions of Corzo. God damn.
Well, I mean, Fran's depiction of Corzo actually kind of became canon already because
I know Fran.
Yeah. Fran drew Corzo with like this sort of gaseous skull emission around his face because of the shadows, and I really like that, so that's like a canon part of his character now. The shadows surrounding his face can occasionally form a skull when he wants to look really intimidating.
I know, Fran, I was just making a joke. That's all. I really love the Alt Fire. Mace. Yeah. That's a great Alt Fire.
And I really like that the crossbow can kind of
the super shotgun.
Yeah, you can either get the single bow, which is, you know, just normal fire and a railgun fire, or you can reload for 2 shots and you get more spread, or the super shotgun fire. It's great. I love it. It kind of makes it a sort of all-in-one weapon. And the fact that it doesn't need reloading makes it really, really... I don't want to say overpowered, but like, this is definitely going to be the staple weapon that people rely on.
It should be. I mean, the crossbow's always been the workhorse, just like the shotgun and the super shotgun have always been workhorses. You should be using those weapons most of all, and this is a clever way of getting people to do that because it's advantageous to use it as a workhorse.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that's actually very, very well designed. I don't know if that was the intention, but regardless of it, it's a good design that should stay.
Lukey.
Well, good night, nerves.
Good night, nerves. Thanks for coming along, dude.
Oh, wait, he just says he needs to sleep, not that he's going to sleep. Well, then go to sleep so we could say goodnight, for real.
Sleep is important, dude.
It is. Big Wayne, always commanding people to go to sleep.
Big Wayne with his catchphrase.
No, you go to sleep. Big Wayne.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Mord. Here, Charanisha. Hey, Top Ace.
You go to sleep, Wayne.
No, I just want to say that, like, other than the things mentioned, like, I think the brutal doom aspect or whatever kind of like takes away from the heretic feel.
Yeah, it is, at its core, it is kind of an offshoot of brutal heretic RPG, and that kind of shows through in a lot of ways, but I think the mod's kind of doing a job at establishing its own identity, which is pretty admirable of it.
It's gonna take time to basically edge that identity away from brutal heretic.
But then there's the question, like, do you want to get away from the whole brutal doom submod feel? Do you want to be your own original product?
I think he should. I think what he should do is essentially and I think he is doing this. I think he is on the process of doing this, replacing things that obviously feel off about it and trying to go in a different direction. You know, in many cases where a lot of the extremeness of Brutal Doom or Brutal Heretic might have made sense, it doesn't make as much sense anymore. The context is kind of lost, so you might need to look into maybe other, or either eliminate the gore part of it completely, or find something else that might work better for the theme.
The gore kind of is bundled in with the monster pack. Like, there's two parts of this. There's the weapons and the monster pack, and they're separate. So it is possible to just load up the weapons and play it as normal without any of the super gore or brutal blood or anything like that.
Yeah, I know.
But you do miss out on the heretic monsters, which I kind of feel are kind of vital to the whole, you know, swords and sorcery experience.
That doesn't mean those parts couldn't be repackaged in a different way, though.
Yeah.
You know what would be great for this, though? Like, as a gore mod style, would be Blood's gore.
Yeah.
That would work out really well. It's Blood's gore is still kind of over the top, but in more of a kind of
blood
fun
sort
way.
of blood, Mortal Kombat, like
you
kill a dude and like 5 rib cages come out, his head comes off and you can kick it around like soccer.
I say embrace the campiness, embrace the fun of that. Brutal Doom's gore actually is fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. It's what created a lot of people's enjoyment of modern Doom in many cases, even if it's not completely arcs. But I think this could actually stand to go with something that's a little more old school style gore, but something that's still over the top.
What map wad is this? This is Demonfear.
A map that I haven't decided if I like or not.
I mean, it's an early 90s wad with all of the trappings that have been changed.
No, I've been wrestling with Demonfear for a long time, so...
You said this inspired site?
Yes. This was made in 96, I think?
No, mid-90s, not late 90s. Get it right.
Actually, Nuclear Potato might be right. I'm not 100% sure on the exact date.
Oh, actually, 2000. What? That can't be right.
Pardon?
1999. He's right.
Hmm. Yeah.
But somehow you're still wrong. I just haven't decided how yet.
Well, you could always criticize his music.
It's just rude, though. It's just kind of mean.
Yeah.
I mean, not that criticizing anything is mean, but criticizing it just because I think he's wrong.
I actually rather like the.
Davis.
I actually rather like his band's music. I dropped a $5 on the album a little earlier this week. Been enjoying it since.
It's pretty decent. I'm not the biggest metal fan, but I like it.
I've been trying to dig more like death and roll lately, and it's really hard to find death and roll. So a lot of melodic, technical death metal. It's kind of been scratching that itch a little bit.
It's based on Brutal Heretic Acid Davis. So, as Terminus was explaining before, for those who might just be joining us, or basically the mod is packaged with a monster mod that includes the gore system from Brutal Doom. Ah, Sam Sorrow with Bloody Hell. Unironically, my favorite feature of Sam Sorrow.
Bloody Hell is great. I really should add the Rainbow Blood and Gore option again for a booster mod. Like, you blow up robots and rainbow sparkles and candy and gas explode
That's
out of
so
them.
dumb, it just might be fun.
Yeah.
I want Ivan to make a... there's a lot of good features about Death and Decay that I hope Ivan makes into standalone mods. The first of which are instance-based pickups. Instance-based pickups. That is a great mod. In Death and Decay, everybody has their own medkits, ammo, armor, that sort of thing. That's awesome, and that needs to be a standalone mod. Another thing that Death and Decay has is a very gore system that's fairly similar to Blood.
Term, what is better, Hades or Booster?
Oh, what? What's Hades?
Hades is that sort of sexy portal game, the sort of puzzle game where you're in an abandoned facility and you got to play as a robot girl trying to get out, and like she has these huge, gigantic, man-smothering sized pair of Badunka Hunga Buggers.
Oh, Sankentil. Okay, that's amazing. Sankentil's wins at shitposting tonight.
Oh, that is amazing, dude.
Oh, that felt good.
That is absolutely amazing, dude. That is... Damn, I love it. I love it.
Woo, lad!
Oh, man.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Don't worry, folks. Corzo's going to Samsara.
Honestly, I was kind of joking about it during development. It's like, finally, don't worry, guys. I've finally made Caleb.
You finally did it. Congratulations. Pat
Yeah.
yourself on the back.
Yeah. It took long enough, but it was finally done.
Alright, I gotta look this shit up because everybody's talking about it and I have no fucking clue.
What about Haiti?
Yeah. Oh, are you serious?
What?
That's exactly what I said.
I like Nax's reaction went from, I wonder what this is like. What?
But why though?
Some people want to fuck a robot, dude.
Poor virgin eyes, man, you are barking up the wrong fucking tree.
I remember was Kura was playing through the entire game, and she was just so fascinated by everything. She would just log on and talk about how she was having so much trouble with the booby game. But she kept on playing through it. She liked it.
Booby game? Wow. I mean, you act like people aren't. I'm sorry, Patchers, who act like you aren't fascinated by weird Japanese games either. It's probably the same thing there. The Bazonga theory.
Or like the Badunka Dunk theory. Hold on, gotta jerk off for a bit. Hell staff, here we go.
If you can't talk about it, then please don't reference it any further. Thank you. This is a Christian stream. That's the hell staff.
Yep, it's slower.
I don't like. I liked old Hellstaff being spammy and vibrant
Yeah,
and non-explosive.
Especially considering the Dragon Claw has been sped way, way, way up, so now it's a spam weapon.
Satanic stream. What? We're killing all the Satanists and demons and shit.
Nax doesn't like Thing, it's true. But to be fair, I'm kind of iffing myself.
Hey, there are plenty of Thing that I like.
Most of them women.
I love those things.
thought I missed something over here. Oh well.
Would you shut up, Patch?
No, Patch, please continue.
Oh my god. Why did this become a topic? Some big
we were talking about theory.
Big butted android woman or robot woman, whatever.
We weren't talking about Booster at all.
Oh my god, even the creator.
But hey,
Booster.
that's just a theory.
Oh no, don't!
A thick theory.
Marginally better.
Yeah.
That could have gone worse.
How the hell am I supposed to go?
Don't worry, chat. Booster is huddled in a corner, fearing for her life, not knowing the desires of her creator.
Is this the Booster mod?
No, this is Heretical now.
Well, every time you die, it says Booster has died to X,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I named myself that because jump maze, I've been testing a lot of jump maze actually. And jump maze has several sections where it tells you, refers to you by your character name, so I've been using Booster a lot for that, so... Cool, I have murdered everything on this map already.
Yeah. Oh, Demonfear.
Yeah, things are happening on the street. Yeah, with Heretical Doom, a lot of everything is just kind of, kill everything in the first minute of the map, spend the next 3 minutes exploring through the map.
Maybe Demonfear?
Yeah. I don't mind, it gives me more time to actually keep track with the chat and go through stuff and then explain my thoughts on stuff, which is actually one of the reasons why I picked up this map today. It's very stop and go, very stop and go.
I completely get, you know, a lot of the problems with people like Sergeant Mark, but you shouldn't write off other people's works, even if they're somewhat derivative, just because of him.
Yeah, I
Don't let that happen.
I very firmly believe in the separation between the art and the artist. I just happen to not like Brutal Doom, even with that distinction. I think it's
that's fair.
Yeah.
I'd love to see RyuhiPowers get some decent feedback and address some of the things that people have been saying so far, as opposed to simply just being dissuaded from continuing at all because he's afraid people are just going to associate his mod with Brutal Doom.
Yeah.
That's
Corporal
the
Pedro.
one thing I just do not want to happen.
Yeah. Ah, here we go. So play the mod with a slaughter map set. Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
New Gothic? New Gothic?
Ooh, maybe after this I'll go through like rush.wad.
Oh. Brutal Doom does not reflect its author very well because Brutal Doom can be considered to be authored by about like 20 different people. It's just that those 20 different people aren't explicitly named. And that's why I've always been holding is that partly the reason why Brutal Doom has so many fans is because if nothing else, Brutal Doom is one of the biggest community efforts of a mod ever made, even if they weren't aware that they were making that effort. Because a lot of stuff, not only people who didn't know, but people who didn't know that they were contributing. There's been a ton of big names attached to the resources, the code, everything in Brutal Doom. I mean, even Caesar's in there somewhere. Nash is in there. I'm sure Terminus is in there somewhere.
Yep, he's nicked some code from me. I called him out about it on Twitter, and to his credit, he was very apologetic and said he'd put me in the credits. Then I saw some of my sprite art in there, and I'm not sure if I'm credited for that.
Yeah, Mark's too much of a shitheel to credit properly, and he's been defensive about originally being called out about that originally, so he's dragged his feet as long as he can on that sort of thing. But
one thing I will point out that I find absolutely hilarious is that to this day, I have never received any accusations of being jealous of Cutman Mike. You know, the guy who has objectively created bigger mods, who has created 2 extra sub-communities for Doom, who has gotten recognition from official corporations, who has irrevocably changed the Doom scene forever. Mm-hmm. Nobody's called me jealous of Mike. And it's really, really weird. I mean, Mike's even managed to use his experience to get an actual programming job. Like, he works on Unity stuff now, and that's crazy. Okay, maybe I'm a little jealous of Mike, okay? Maybe just a little jealous.
You're talking about things that have happened in the past, and I understand those are bad things, but honestly, I think this is probably going into a bit of a Sergeant Mark tirade.
You could say he's a marked man.
Yeah, maybe so. My point in bringing this up was mainly, you know, we're here to try to give some criticism to RyuhiPowers mod, not Brutal Doom as a thing. We know that, you know, there's the gore system from Brutal Doom and some of Sergeant Mark's work in it, but, you know, that's not the important thing of this. One part of the community is helping out other people in the community. RyuhiPowers has shown that he's, you know, trying to do something.
He's pretty cool. I'm surprised he's not here. Usually he comes by.
Yeah.
Well, I feel the flechettes are like rarely used. Even if they were inventory items, I just think like they'd fall under the too awesome to use trope and still won't be used that much. So
I like that, but so would you suggest then, Wayne, that they be gained more often but be less useful? Because then you'd be more likely to use them. You wouldn't fear not having them.
Either that or just remove them entirely, because like you already have all these like powerful weapons, so I don't think it's like really needed. Like as it is, they're too situational most of them.
Well, Terminus already has a full weapon set. Part of the mod is designed so that you don't get these upgrades to the weapon sets until later on. So the flechettes and everything are meant to be a kind of stopgap in between all of that.
Yeah, you could see that. But it's like the green flechettes. See, they're too similar to the fire mace, but you know you won't get the fire mace until later, I guess. So
yeah.
What I think,
guess
though, you made a good point about the too awesome to use trope. What he could do is he could probably nerf the flechettes a bit more and have them spawn more frequently. That way you do have them on hand.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. That dude just died farts. Okay. Oh man.
I am 13 years old.
You are fucking 13 years old.
Oh man. Oh boy. No, Petrasu, Nintendo did not shut me down. I just kind of finished the weapons, finished all the stuff that I wanted to do, and then went about my day. I mean, it would have been nice.
Nintendo hired ninjas, and they followed Terminus everywhere.
There's lots of stuff I would have really liked to do with it, but, I mean, ultimately, everything else I could have done, yeah, everything else I could have done was either a level set or an enemy set, and one, I can't do maps. I really can't. I've spent a lot of years struggling with maps, and they still kind of elude me. I mean, I can kind of sometimes maybe put one or two out, but not enough for a map set. And enemies are difficult. Really, really difficult to do. Like, let's take an average count. You need, like, say, 4 walking frames, 2 firing frames, and, you know, just to be generous, let's bundle those in with melee. So you have 2 melee and firing frames, 1 pain frame, who knows how many death frames. So let's be generous and say just 1 single death frame. So that's 8 with 5 rotations for each. You have 40 different individual sprites that you need to make for 1 single monster. It is hard. Really, really hard. It's a lot of work for not a lot of effort. And that's why a lot of sprite artists, why a lot of sprite artists in the community, they stick with making weapons, or they make items, because you can Quake, actually Fran here. Fran has been doing a lot of fantastic work on Quake Champions Doom Edition, and each of the weapons has, what, about 1 frame, 1 single individual frame, that's then modified in different ways. Like, say, the nail gun, it's got a rotating belt, but they're all just 1 single frame, and you can use that 1 frame to make a really good weapon. It is a hugely disparate ratio in the amount of work required and the payoff it would give you. It's really a shame, because a lot of people have told me that Metroid Dreadnought doesn't feel finished without weapons, or without enemies, and without levels. And I'm like, well, to be entirely blunt, tough shit. Of course, I don't actually say that because it would be rude, but unfortunately, yeah, that's not going to be happening with Metroid.
Good thing there's a Rockstar Raccoon to continue your legacy.
Why don't I just learn to mono and render sprites for the monsters? Well, I'm going to ignore the word just there, but that in and of itself really does not help. Like, Wrecker. Wrecker is a absolutely fantastic TC, being made by one man, Reve, and his monster sprite's absolutely fantastic. He uses a modeling sequence in order to do the monster sprites. that still requires painting over it all, doing all of the monster frames, and painting over all of the monster frames, setting up all of the rigging, setting up all of the lighting, and you still have to do that with, what, 10, 12, 15 monsters to make a decent bestiary. The Doom bestiary has Zombie Man, Shotgun Guy, Chain Gun Guy, Imp, Demon, Spectre, Lost Soul, Cacodemon, Hell Knight, Baron of Hell, Revenant, Arachnotron, Archvile, Pain Elemental, Mancubus, Spider Mastermind, Cyber Demon, Wolfenstein SS Commander Keen. Almost 20 monsters. Bloody hell, I probably missed one or two, too. Bottom of the matter is that art is hard. Art is very, very, very hard. Splattered.
This looks like the same map.
Yeah, it does look like the same map. Some different enemy layouts, though. I do want to learn 3D modeling down the line, but unfortunately that is not something that's going to come easily or quickly. Reve has been doing it, again using Rector as an example, Reve has been doing it since his high school. He is an industry professional that has worked on games for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. He's been doing this for quite some time. And even now, he's still not really 100% with the Wrecker monsters. There's a lot of things he could improve on, could do better. So even just to kind of reach that level, 10 years of practice and study, that's a little much, not gonna lie. What games has he worked on? I'm not sure he'd appreciate me delving his resume on stream, but I will say that he worked on one of the PlayStation, I think PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Tron games, and it had a absolutely fantastic multiplayer mode that so many people really had a lot of fun with. Then the server shut down.
I still think it's kind of odd how you don't get experience from kills, just to item pickups
Yeah, it's probably
and
good.
secrets.
But I suppose it's to keep the player from being super overpowered in slaughter maps.
Yeah, I can see that.
But at the same time, I mean, if you're fighting on the slaughter map, you kind of need all sorts of things to make the power play, right?
Yes.
Where's the yellow door? As well, I could use... Nothing? Okay. Okay, so with this, where's the red key? Okay.
Who said it's a red key?
I thought it was a red key. Make it rain! Alright, I don't want the, for when Ryuhi inevitably looks at this, playthrough full of criticism, I don't want this to make it seem like I'm not having fun with this or that I'm not enjoying this, because I really, really am. I'm having a lot of fun. I really am having a lot of fun with, blowing things up, with making lots of explosions, with the alt fires. It's really quite enjoyable. But at the same time, I feel like the gameplay, it's quite down, but it could use a lot on the polish front. Everything is developed now. You need to kind of cut things down, smooth a lot of corners, make things a little less clunky, a little bit more streamlined, things like that.
Yeah, it looks neat. It's just, like I said, some of the stuff, like, you probably strip away, like, the fleshettes, like, see how much you have, like, you're not really using that much because they're too situational. And the spells, I'm not sure what some of them do, but look like just the standard flight and all that, like, are they needed? But yeah, like I said, it's neat. Just a few minor things need to be changed, and it should be like much better.
Ah, there we go, I accidentally hit the mute button.
Now, why would you do that?
I don't know, my hand slipped. How far in this are we? Map 18, not bad.
Yeah, the maps are starting to look better now. It's just earlier on, like I said, they looked like random Oblige-made maps.
Yeah. This was probably what Oblige was based off of.
No.
That didn't work out like I'd hoped it would.
Stop it.
What the hell? What? I appear to be the chicken. I appear to be the boss chicken.
What did you do?
I used the rooster's egg. Huh. Interesting. I contain it. It's cool.
Is that the medieval version of the revolver spin?
Apparently. It's cool. I love that rain.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Icarus did a YouTube video of this too, and he liked the rain also. But that's why it looks familiar.
Any? Okay.
Yeah.
Floating blood. One good clench from a bear man. Now, when you say a big bear man, also, it's really cool how this kind of drags items close to it. I really like that.
What's doing that? The mace?
Yeah, the ult fire, the mace.
Does that Tome of Power spell actually change the effects, or?
Yeah, it does. Now it's a flamethrower. Now the Phoenix Rod is a flamethrower. Now the Hell Staff is even Hell Staffier, I guess. Dragon Claw does its usual AoE splat. The crossbow leaves exploding trails behind it, which honestly kind of defeats the purpose because the arrows push people out of the way a lot of times.
Yeah, you should probably put like the no damage thrust in it. Or whatever the flag is, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely, Potato. The entire thing is, Exen was explicitly designed to be a heavy metal style world, which fits the sort of brutal black metal aesthetic that most of the brutal mods try to strive for. It's very edgy, it's very hardcore in a sort of stereotypical nerd way, and it fits that sort of style. Heretic is a little more cartoony D&D. Like, well, not even D&D, cartoony Ravenloft. Well, Ravenloft is D&D. Hexen is a series of Manowar album covers as power metal musician screams to you about fate, destiny, and the ability of man to persevere against the evils of demons. Heretic is roll 1d20 to shoot these enemies. What do the Topaz one? It fires a 5 spread, like in Heretic. As for the staff, I'm not entirely sure. I have to try the staff. It's... Oh man.
Well, he can't do it forever. He needs the
Tome of Power, yeah. I'm leaning towards Patchouli myself because, of the Japanese Doom modder Patchouli. I really enjoyed playing through Patchouli's maps. Neat. The red ones suck. Red ones suck in too. Interesting.
I guess not for ghost type enemies.
I like it. Oh, hey, Untitled. Good to see you here. At this point, I think I've pretty much said all I can really say about Heretical Doom. Not really a whole bunch of new stuff that's really popping to mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything's already been said.
Oh yeah, one thing I do want to really point out. The ammo is... This is like really nitpicking at this point, but you know what, I'm gonna nitpick. The ammo counter for some of these weapons are really misleading. Like, 75. But each shot fires 5. So how many shots do I actually have? Well, let's see, 5 times 10, that's 50, then times another 5, that's 25, so 50 plus 25 is 75. So I've got 15 shots with this. That's not math that needs to be done in the middle of a hectic firefight in order to figure out how many shots you actually have. Good night, Nerves. Thanks for coming along, dude. Again, I know this is mostly because of the, like, the flamethrower fire for, like, the Tome of Power version, so you need a high ammo count for rapid fire. But at that point, you can have it last a long time and only do one. Ah! Nope. Okay, there we go.
Is there any way to get that magic meter back other than just waiting for it to regenerate?
Not that I know of.
well, I don't know if he already does this, but like one thing he could do is probably like I don't know, let's say level 15. The amount of magic used is like slower, like the drain rate is slower, or it regens faster. You know, like at 15 or something.
Yeah. Oh, that is not a bomb. That is time freeze. I probably should have learned, considering Spell of Tranquility and bombs are not tranquil.
He's probably make the projectiles like no time freeze flat also, so it won't be so awkward.
Tokiwo Tomore! I noticed that max health, max mana also do go up a little bit with the level ups. That's kind of nice. Really kind of something that you only notice after it gets super huge, but still kind of nice to have these little bonuses going on.
Yeah, but I still think he should either like increase the regen rate like after a certain level, or just add another pickup or something.
Yeah, definitely.
To yeah.
What was this for? Huh. Okay. Just casually scrolling through my spell while I'm really enjoying the Spell of Protection and the Tome of Power the most. Like, the light illumination thing, I can't imagine why I would really need that, compared to instead stronger weapons or near invulnerability. Light just seems like it'd be a waste of mana.
Yeah. And I guess the wings of wrath icon just flying or something.
I'll give it a shot after this. Maybe I'm misjudging what it can actually do and it does a little more than light. Also, I'm getting real tired of that splatty sound effect on everything. Getting real tired of that splatty sound effect. Yeah, the reload animations are pretty cool. Like I mentioned beforehand, some of them take way too long to do, but they're still neat. Ah! Alright, time for the exit. Alright, now let's see what this light spell does. Yep, it makes everything lighter? Yep, just makes everything lighter.
I mean, it looks neat at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think those gibbs or whatever are just from the monster pack. I don't think they're there like normally.
Yeah, they're from the Heretical monsters. Ammo. Ammo. Reload everything. Huh. No more Hellstaff ammo. Alright, with that, now I've got the yellow key. Time to head through the yellow door. Cat? What are you doing? Hi, kitty. Stream called on account of cat.
Which one?
Bug. Bug's been real ornery lately. Oh, hello.
Hey, I'll have you know I use a flip phone all the way up until 2016, I think, early 2016.
Flip phones are really cool. I wish I still kept mine. I actually prefer it over the smartphone aesthetic. Actually, I'd like a flip smartphone. That'd be real cool.
Yeah, I wonder what he replaces then.
But no, but the fire mines made short work of him.
Yeah, it didn't seem that threatening.
I didn't get hit by his thing, but I want to get hit by his thing. Speaking of which, let's see.
Are you dropping? Oh, jeez.
Behold the power of my shaft! Oh, interesting. You can use this to siphon armor from enemies. That's pretty cool. Okay. Konbanwa, Tosti-san.
Wonder if he made it so like the bells were some kind of unique damage type that you can't get harmed by.
Maybe.
Hey, were you fishing for wizards there?
Yes. Yeah, I've kind of run out of things to say about this mod, which is all well and good, I guess, considering we're right next to the exit. Or the exit, right next to the end. But I guess overall, if I had to cop this playthrough with something, I mean, good job, Ryuhi. I like this mod. It's not really one of my favorite mods of all times, but I enjoyed it. There's a lot of things that you can work to improve on. There's a lot of things you can be proud of that you did in this. It's really, really pretty nice. Good job for working on it. All of the criticisms that I've done, like, don't take it as an indication that we hate you, we hate your work, anything like that, because this has been a fun run. So, again, be proud of the work that you've done. Definitely use it as a reason to go even further beyond and make even better work. You can do it. If this is an indication of the stuff that you can do, then I'm really looking forward to see what you can do next. You've made the step forward in making something, now you gotta make it even better. Never, ever settle for mediocrity. There's always something you can do to make things even better, whether better in execution, better in gameplay, better in style, better in design. There's always something you can do. So, keep it up, dude.
Yeah, I have to say that it's a lot more polished than like when I released my first mod, so that's, he has that going for him.
Ooh. Man, those wizards are dodgy. No, Patch, I will not. I've already added randomized honking. That is the furthest I will go.
Didn't you add it in that platformer project though?
You're right. Oh no. I completely forgot about that, and now Khan is probably screaming because she's remembering it now too.
That was a fun mod though, the platformer. I hope we go back to it one day. The platformer one.
Yeah. Really want to work on another platformer. Don't know what it'll be though, or how it'd play. Maybe that sort of hybrid that went with before, like the sort of Contra Mega Man style. But we just need to settle on a sort of theme and gimmick that we all really like and want to move forward. Rather than just, hey, we're doing this now.
Yeah, I mean, I like the other one. It's just, it was kind of harder to work with.
There's really only so much you can do with Journey to the West.
Yeah.
Thought I was being clever by lining up all the shots, but turns out no.
They lined up their shot.
Yes, indeed.
Hey,
Yo,
I made a thin crust pizza.
nice. We're almost finishing this up.
Yeah, I thought you go to sleep.
No.
I thought you got bored with us and left. I'm not hearing a denial. This is worrying.
I did. I got bored
Yeah,
when I realized you could make pizza.
pizza's good shit, dude.
Jalapeno and pepperoni is what I chose to put on it.
No.
Patch, I don't mean conceptually, I mean as a team, because when you select Journey to the West, everything is already pretty much decided from the get-go. You've already got the story, you've already got the characters, you've already got everything, and there's not a lot of room for a team member to go, I want to do this, I want to do this. I think this would be cool, because everything's already kind of determined. That's what I mean, because, I mean, in terms of thematics, yeah, you can absolutely do a lot with Journey to the West. But in terms of getting a team to all be interested in contributing to something, not as much.
Were you at least watching the stream while you were making your pizza?
No.
Nice.
It's pretty much said almost all we need to say at this point regarding the mod. Ow.
But he wasn't here to see the rapid staff spinning.
That thing
I've
was
seen it.
amazing.
Well, he saw it.
What is happening?
Can't you turn off the spells?
Oh, what the hell? Aw, man,
Thanks,
I was
Pat.
right next to the exit, too.
Thanks, Aster Tavis.
Do the all fires change when toned, or they're just the same?
Yeah, they change. They also need a much higher level.
Oh.
Let me tome. Need to be level 21 to use the wand now. Now, the gauntlets of the Necromancer. They're mostly the same as always. It's time! The ultimate defense is here! Oh wow, it drags enemies in!
Oh man, you know that right? That reminds me of the flag twirlers spin faster from SpongeBob thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Huh. When I do this, it looks like I'm constantly pulling a lever in order to fire. You know, it's almost the final map. We haven't seen it, so... I'm cheating a little. The lag gun. So, that time to... There we go. man. That mine ult fire is crazy good. Because you can just lock enemies down. You alright, guys?
Who? Oh, I see.
They're okay. Dip. 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 Dip.
Just put him out of his misery already.
Gotta poke him. It's time. Faint whiff of cheese, my dear.
God damn, that was a good pizza.
Hell yeah.
I froze some homemade flatbreads
So,
and used one to create pizza.
if it works, I'm gonna use it. It's time. Alright, let's take care of this jerk. Correct hit. Well, that was quick. Bloody hell. Whew. And that was Heretical Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Played with Demonfear. That was a lot of fun. That was really a whole lot of fun. Again, Ryuhi, sorry you could not make it. Thank you very much for suggesting this to me. I had a lot of fun. Very entertaining. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to play next. But hopefully you found this criticism to be enlightening, interesting, useful, so you have a couple ideas of what you want to do next with your project. With that, I am going to take a small break, get a drink, get a snack, finish my food that I started like 3 hours ago, and I will be back later.
Alright.
In the meantime,
You heard the man.
I don't know what in the meantime.
Well, for your consideration, maybe next time, because since I'm pretty sure people are tired of seeing Heretic stuff, maybe the 20 Heretics Challenge map set. It's kind of short, but neat.
Like I said, though, right now I am going to get a drink, use the restroom, grab a snack. Back later.